What's going on, guys? This is Logan with West Desert Wheeler. Today's going to be a fun one. We've got the VS4-10 RC four-wheel drive Toyota body mounted pickup truck that I've got. It is basically my only scale build, and this guy's all kitted out with lit LED lights. It's got wheels and tires and a motor from Sky RC, Vanquish Products straight axle slider kit with the metal housings. Got the metal F10T axles, which look a lot like Toyota axles. They look like plastic because they're black, but they're actually aluminum, which is pretty sweet. Just a nice subtle change there. So super excited. Let's go hit the rocks out here in Babylon today. It's going to be an awesome day on the trail. So in this video, I'm going to try and get a few more like actual close-up shots compared to some of the other style video that I do where it's mostly just hardline killing. There's going to be lots of awesome obstacles along the way, but yeah, hopefully get a little more detailed shots of the truck doing work, driving through the obstacles. There we go, lifting the tire just like the old Toyotas like to do. Not a problem. Of course, we got our friend Sydney out here. Most of the time I come out to Babylon, I bring her with. She's always looking for an excuse to go out on a trail day. She loves coming out and RC crawling with me. There we go. So this truck has a Vanquish Products VS4-10 VFD twin transmission in it. And I'm not using any servos to control the options on there, so there's no dig unit option engaged. Obviously, I would just have to lock it in place and that'd be basically a park brake. And then the front end, I am using the optional overdrive feature, and I've just got it turned up to the higher overdrive percentage. I still have not run it in the lower overdrive percentage yet. I should probably do that and see how she handles. Hi, Sydney. Can you say hi to your people? Say hello to everybody. Now, so far, I've managed to keep this thing in pretty moderate shape where I don't think it's even gone like all the way over to its roof yet. So this line may not be a good idea. It's gonna get real steep here in a second, but I'm pretty confident the old Yoda will pull through. Oh, had to smash our bumper into a rock, lose a little bit of paint there, but that's better than scratching up the roof. Well, hopefully this overdrive will help us get resituated on the way down, up and over those rocks, and on our way out. Well, another rock. Now normally in this section of Babylon I drive over the same rocks over and over, but today we're going to try something a little bit different since we've got more of a scale style vehicle. Which is funny to say that because I just pulled off a really wild line right there. Man, this Toyota performs really well. It's actually surprisingly good. It can actually stick some pretty wicked lines. We're gonna see if we can cruise through this little tunnel naturally brought on by these bushes out here. Very nice. Now what's funny is I was going to mention earlier that this is the first time I've had these tires out in completely dry environment, and I just ran through some wet sand and got them all loaded with sand again. But everybody's been asking me how these Proline Toyo open countries are doing, and they're actually doing very well. Because wet sand is typically like the lowest traction environment I can find myself into, and they do pretty well in that environment, so. Hey! Sydney finding some hikers out here. All right, I think I found a really cool path up into a narrow canyon that'll look awesome, but we gotta get there first. So we gotta see if the old Toyota can stick this climb and get up to the top. Then we got a drop, a climb, and a drop. Should be pretty awesome though. Very nice, made that look easy. That's not an easy one, that's pretty steep. So give it good credit where it's due there. I did get a comment the other day, someone saying that I shouldn't have named this truck Sage. And for those who don't know, I call it Sage because that's the color green that it is. On the paint can, that's what it was called. He was saying with the model of the truck and the color that it is, I should have named it Yoda. Pretty damn good name, actually. I'm a little sad I didn't go with that, but she's still Sage. So here's one of our drops. Not too bad. It's gonna get steep at the end. Drives it out like no problem. Getting a great steering angle out of those F10Ts. Settles right down, loving it. Now we'll go for the buggy line here. We'll go for the hardcore drop. With a little bit of throttle out. She pulled it off, nice and clean. One last drop, trying to stay out of the bushes if possible. Further away from the bushes we go, the bigger the ledge gets. Killer. A lot of steep drops today, which is fun. And so here we are, headed into that narrow canyon I was mentioning. Just perfect size for this little truck. All right, so I've walked over to where one of my buggy trails out here is, and I'm kind of curious how this will handle some of the more difficult obstacles. On the trail, it's a pretty mellow one. It's kind of just a really cool way to get to the next obstacle, but it's not a gimme. There it goes. Nice, nice. These tires really aren't even broke in yet. They've just had 2 runs on them, really. Maybe 3? I don't remember. Sydney coming to say hello, but gotta stay balanced. My dog is trying to lick my face. Her breath stinks real bad. Good stuff. Yeah, Toyota cruised right through there, making it look easy. Now we're gonna get into the harder part of the crack and a little more high risk where there's more of a risk of body damage. Don't worry though, Sydney's got us. She'll show us where to go. Go ahead. On this one, we're about to hit our fender into the wall. I'm going to try and get the rear end squared up a little more to the crack. If we don't get our turn in time, it'll fall off the wall and really not let us through. So right here is where I really wanted to be. The rear end is much further over into the wall now. Get the front left to climb, and that should help the left rear climb when it gets closer to the wall. The pinch is going to push that rear end into the left wall. And then I've got to drive up the ledge on the front. So you just got to kind of turn straight and into the wall, depending on exactly what's going on, whether there's a little ledge or something. And then here's the tricky part. This wall curves around. We're going to have to follow that curve to keep the truck balanced. But then the ledges and whatnot don't want to let you do it. And depending on the width of your truck, it can make this very difficult. Like I want it to climb right there in the front. Pretty much nailed it on the front. The front's going to hold this up. Gotta love these 1200 Fusions that just creep. And they're also dead silent. I love that. So now we're gonna go a little bit into the wall to lift that front left and help carry that rear left. But I don't wanna go too crazy, don't wanna turn too far into the crack. Just gotta time it just right, scratching my wheels. I do have dual stage foams from Krawler Innovations in here. And on these Toyo tires, they're like a 4.6 height, which is kind of an oddball. So I used 4.5 soft Krawler Innovations, dual stage. And I like the feel of these. Even for a hard body truck, they do feel like they're kind of in the medium range of my personal preference. If I was going with a lighter truck, I'd probably get a little bit smaller foam for it, but because of the weight of the truck, I like the feel of the tire right here. And this Toyota just ate that up. That's the reason I came over here, is because I knew that it could. Perfect. Perfect. The Reef's Raw 500 doing excellent in here. Fighting the binding. Gotta keep that rear balanced all the way out. Sidewalled. There we go. Absolutely nailed it. Great work, Sage. So that's the crack we just drove through. Here's the truck. We're going to continue on up the next climb, which is another V-notch climb. It's a lot steeper. This is kind of like the exit to this area. You're just going to drive yourself up and out. This rock has tons of grip. It's very steep, but it's pretty rare that a truck can't find the traction to get up out of here. Now granted, this is probably on paper the least capable truck I've tried this with. I usually come out here with Capras and stuff, but as we've seen already today, Sage is no slouch and can definitely attack a hardline if it needs to. Need to get that left rear a little bit higher. Perfect, perfect. Up and out. So cool that a scale truck can handle an obstacle like that. Those Vanquish parts make these things just really perform. And then the RC four-wheel drive body looks fantastic. So at this point, I have never actually been this far out in Babylon with an RC. So we're just exploring new lines, checking out new rock formations, seeing what's out here. Holy cow. Oh, it's gonna tip. Back up. Okay. Should be better with this angle now. Yeah, settled right in. Isn't that funny? Just that tiny little difference will make or break it. Once this front left climbs, it's gonna go right up, or maybe not. Maybe it still will. Sick. Like I say, these tires are doing good. They're not like a big chunky tire that has like a lot of lugs that grab onto stuff. Kind of just seems like more, I don't even know how to explain it, just kind of a flat constant contact point. Kind of like if you were to run a drag slick, like it's just traction by volume instead of by lug or leading edge. They look great and they perform pretty damn good is basically what I'm trying to say. Don't want to tip on that. What am I hitting here? Got the skid plate right on the bulge of that guy. That sounded awful. There we go. Get the skid moved over a bit. Our front end's unloading. Cool. Putting our skid plate right where we don't want it. Okay, just squeaked past. Nice. We're just gonna go up the top of this hill. Definitely some fun stuff for the Toyota here. I definitely see some other buggy lines on this obstacle as well. So lots of lines right here to be had. All right, Sage, squaring up to just a big ugly climb. Gotta try and get tires on the obstacle versus body work. I think we pulled it off. I am looking for narrower hubs on this truck. Unfortunately, they've been back ordered since I've built the thing. So just playing the waiting game, and then I'm gonna try and narrow up the track width. From my understanding, the Incision wheels come with number 4 hubs, and I want number 2 hubs. Just has a little too much tire poke for the look I'm going for. And we'll see how that affects body rubbing. I'm not sure. I will have less scrub radius on steering, which would be nice. Oh, that was it. Just needed a little bump in there. Killed it. This thing's so fun. All right, guys, this could be the wildest one we square up to today, and I think it's gonna be probably the last obstacle in this video. So I wanna go ahead and send a thank you to the viewers for watching, checking it out. Hope you enjoy the content. Seems like this truck's very popular on Instagram. It seems to get views every time I put something up on it. So I'm glad people like the build. It's definitely a fun one to put together. Probably the most fun build I ever did. So that's cool to see that other people enjoy it as well. I would definitely do another hard body build in the future. I want to do a RC four-wheel drive Blazer with the long bed conversion and turn it into a truck. I think that would be really cool. It's just steep. Luckily I bobbed the bed on this guy. Not enough though. I don't want to go too crazy because I don't want the front end to come off the ground. I'm hoping this front passenger would stick in there, but it's just not doing what I'm trying to get it to do. It's too light. So maybe we can try a different angle on it. I am trying to decide if I'm going to do something different with the front bumper as well. I've seen some people out there that have awesome fabricated front bumpers, but I kind of like the look of the stock bumper. Maybe if I break it, that'll change my mind, but ooh, we're just dangling now. Hold on to it, truck. We're in real danger. Let's see if we can get that rear to stick up there. Oh, it's stuck even less than last time, so that's neat. Oh no, we tipped over Sage. Now one thing I want to talk about is the light kit on this truck. I was intimidated thinking it was going to be like really difficult to get all the little wires and everything hooked up in there. The lit LED kit made it super simple. Like it was just 7 or 8 screws and I was done. They literally just bolt into the factory lights, game over, the end. And then I put the rock lights in the Phoenix fenders. So I took a set of Vanquish Phoenix fenders, cut them up to make them fit the hard body setup. So A, I have inner fenders, which is nice, and then B, the Phoenix fender has a built-in rock light setup. Oh, I really wish that would have stuck. It's just not going to get this turn, unfortunately. But then the lit LED rock light set is so awesome for night runs. Oh, we're going to scratch the hood on that one. Getting back to the front bumper modification, I think that if I were to do a front bumper, I would absolutely throw a winch in this truck. I did stack one rock right there, all right? I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to see if it was possible to do it. Normally, I don't stack rocks. You guys know this. But for a stock-looking Toyota, sometimes you got to do it. Oh, it's so close. Come on, get it, girl. This truck performs so good that it makes me want to get another body that I don't put all the time and effort into the interior and paint job and just go beat on it and have fun with it. These bodies are not cheap though. But the truck is so good that like, I think an alternative would be awesome. Final attempt before I will give up and let you guys have your day back. Come on, truck. That right rear slipped in. About to hit lipo cutoff, so we're gonna back off this one. We're gonna hit the road home. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to hit the affiliate links down below. I will link to what I can, and I appreciate you watching. We'll see you in the next one. Keep the rubber side down.